This breakfast looks like a wellness ad. Granola, yogurt, berries, almond butter, and a giant green smoothie. You eat it every morning, repeat your blood work, and your LDL barely moves. So what exactly went wrong? Probably not your effort. The problem is that healthy is often an aesthetic, not a cholesterol-lowering strategy. Your bloodstream cannot see green packaging, organic labels, expensive powders, or the tasteful beige bowl underneath them. It responds to a few less glamorous things: saturated fat, soluble fiber, your overall diet, and your biology. So let's take this perfect breakfast apart and find out which ingredients are actually doing the work. When most people say they want lower cholesterol, the number they're usually watching is LDL cholesterol. LDL particles carry cholesterol through the blood. When too many remain, cholesterol can build up inside artery walls. Your liver makes and clears cholesterol, which means breakfast matters, but it is never the entire system. For many people, one of the strongest dietary levers is saturated fat, because it can push LDL upward. Here is the part wellness marketing skips. Adding almonds does not erase butter. Nutrition works through replacement. Swap some saturated fat for unsaturated fat, and the meal changes. Stack both together, and it mostly gets bigger. The second lever is soluble fiber, the gel-forming fiber in oats, barley, beans, apples, citrus, and psyllium. In the gut, that gel can reduce cholesterol and bile acid absorption, helping the body remove more cholesterol from circulation. But the effect is usually modest. 5 extra grams a day lowered LDL about 5 to 6 points on average. Helpful? Absolutely. Powerful enough to cancel coconut oil, butter, cream, and oversized portions? Not even close. Now return to the bowl. Granola starts with oats, but many versions also pack oil, sweetener, and dense clusters. And the serving on the label can look strangely small once it lands inside a normal breakfast bowl. So one casual pour becomes 2 or 3 servings before the bowl even looks like breakfast. Some granolas use coconut oil. It sounds wholesome, but compared with unsaturated oils, it can raise LDL. Next comes yogurt. Plain low-fat dairy or unsweetened soy can fit easily. Full-fat and coconut versions change the math. That does not make them forbidden. It means the word yogurt tells you less than the nutrition label. Then there is the smoothie. Fruit, juice, honey, protein powder, and a cup that somehow keeps getting larger. Added sugar is not the main LDL lever, but a large drink can make the total breakfast much bigger. Now look at the toast. Multigrain bread, almond butter, seeds, and sometimes a thick layer of butter hiding underneath. Again, almond butter on top of butter is not a swap. It is a stack wearing a health halo. And eggs? For many people, the butter, cheese, and sausage around the egg may matter more than the egg alone. One egg beside oats and fruit is a very different pattern from eggs with butter, cheese, sausage, and refined toast. So stop asking whether the breakfast looks healthy. Ask 3 questions that marketing cannot answer with a green leaf. First, where is the soluble fiber? And is there enough of it to matter day after day? Second, which source of saturated fat did the nuts, seeds, avocado, or olive oil actually replace? Third, what is the real serving after everything reaches the bowl, the blender, and the plate? Now, rebuild it. Start with oatmeal, berries, ground flax or chia, walnuts, and plain low-fat or unsweetened soy yogurt. The oats bring beta-glucan. The fruit adds fiber. The walnuts replace butter instead of sitting beside it. Prefer toast? Use whole grain bread, avocado, or measured nut butter, whole fruit, and a lower saturated fat protein. Prefer savory? Try beans, vegetables, whole grain toast, and a small amount of an unsaturated oil. None of these breakfasts is perfect, and none needs to be. The goal is a pattern you can repeat. Then, give it time and use your next lipid panel as feedback, because green is a color, not a result. And remember, food is only one part. Genes, thyroid disease, diabetes, other conditions, and some medicines can affect LDL. If LDL stays high, especially with a strong family history, talk with a clinician instead of endlessly redesigning breakfast. The real upgrade is surprisingly boring. Less saturated fat, more sauce you can see, and consistency.
Because the bowl can be photogenic, but the biology only responds to what is actually inside it.